Yeah, Youngie's got 2 through to the quarterfinals. He's absolutely delighted, no doubt about that. Another retired greyhound here, Hobbsy, to lead the parade for our next race coming up.
Yeah, and if you liked your greyhounds running around Hove, this was Black Eyed Whitey, part owned by a good friend of mine, Jim Austin, the racing post. 3 years of age. Unfortunately, injury curtailed his career, which was looking extremely promising. 14 races in this country. Also an Irish card as well. He was trained at Hove by Seamus Cale, came to Wimbledon retired greyhounds in 2012. He's got a new mum, that's Elaine, just 8 weeks ago. He loves his walks, playing in the garden with his toys and eating. Having Joe at home is like having a 34 kilogram puppy around the house. We wouldn't want him to change, they tell me.
Fabulous stuff. Now the runners for this 5th heat are as follows. Trap 1, Ben Cat Blue for Mark Wallace, who we've just seen go very close with Khaki Max in the previous race. This greyhound was just picked up by Priceless Pilot. They must have thought he was home once he got to the front at the 3rd bend, but Priceless Pilot came out and collared him right on the wire. Second to Shane Boy Spencer, not disgraced in the 1st round. Solid greyhound, good draw I think in 1 as well.
Bonamassa Rocks, one of the younger runners in this year's Derby, June 2011, trained by David Mullins for the Greyhound Club. He's a greyhound with huge speed. 1 or 2 issues coming into the event, but he's absolutely bouncing now, says David. Bonamassa Rocks runs from the blue jacket of 2, 7-2.
4-1 about Frisbee Barney in trap 3 here. David Prues, the trainer, Chris Brooks and Karen Dixon are the owners of this greyhound. He finished 2nd behind Gary Glass Rodge in the 2nd round. He was 3rd, a bit disappointing I thought in the 1st round. He's a greyhound though, does have a bit of early pace, drawn in the middle tonight in white.
Here's trap 4, real tricky one, trained by Mark Wallace for Chris Richards. They would have been thrilled, but with the performance of Khaki Max in the previous race as well. The kennel's going great guns, stayed on behind Loctine Blanco last time and does stick on very, very strongly.
What about Baherna Rumble in trap 5, a 1st round heat winner in 28.84, was 3rd behind the brilliant Ballymac Esky in the 2nd round, clocking 28.90. Currently a 9-2 chance here. We'll have to look lively out wide, but a chance I think to qualify for Craig Dawson.
I'm with the red, but there's a big word for trap 6. Hather George, trained by Charlie Lister, won the 3 steps to victory. We were up there, of course, at Sheffield on a fabulous night for this ground, who's owned by Steve Laybourne, an eclipsed finalist over 4 bends last year. He's got a touch of quality and he won't be stopping.
21 open race wins, Hather George. What a win machine he's been. Won 6 on the bounce, didn't he? Went straight through that, 3 steps unbeaten. Tremendous greyhound. 3-1, he's your choice?
I'm going to go with Ben Cat Blue in trap 1. I just thought, you know, apart from Priceless Pilot, he ran such a storming race in the 2nd round. I think he's got trap 1. You know, some greyhounds sometimes don't come out from the red jacket. Shane Boy Spencer certainly did, looking for that sort of start. And he might just take some pegging back.
Well, Gary, we've had a few short price jollies so far tonight, but nothing like that here. It's 3-1 the field here. Carpet the field, they're calling.
I don't think you'll get 3-1 the top. It's 3-1 with 1 bookie here, John Enwood, but usually, as you can see it with a William Hill ball, it's 11-4, Ben Cat Blue. This is the dog for money here, Mark Wallace's dog. I thought the bottom would be favourite, Hather George here for Charlie Lister. You look at the paper this morning, he was 9-4 the bottom, but you can have a bit of 3-1 the bottom. So it's 11-4 the top, but the one's favourite down here, Ben Cat Blue for Mark Wallace.
Money for the 1 then, 11-4 now for Ben Cat Blue. Hobbsy likes it as well. It's just gone favourite. 3-1 trap 6, Hather George. We saw him win the 3 steps to victory at Sheffield. 2nd behind Tyra Sugar Ray, not disgraced at all in the 2nd round. I think Hather George is another greyhound who can keep qualifying for Charlie Lister.
He can do, but there's plenty of pace on the inside. They're all going to be jostling for position, not least Frisbee Barney. When the prices came out from William Hill, there was money for the David Prues greyhound, who's part owned by Chris Frisbee Brooks. Good luck to Chris there with Frisbee Barney, and certainly look for a fast start from the 3. But you know, Richard Burge in the racing post, Jonathan Kay in the post, very, very sweet on the chances of Bonamassa Rocks, and you know, perhaps he's just coming right at the right time.
We shall see. They're about to go in. 11-4 the field here, Errol, for our 5th race.
Yes, the runners loading up then as we see them right close up. Hather George, who I think will run a big race here for Charlie Lister. Of course, Silas Jack has already qualified for him. You can see 3 waiting patiently as well. Frisbee Barney. Now, this dog here, Frisbee Barney, runs the bends so well. I promise you. He's got early speed. He's been a little bit unlucky, I think, because he was right behind Gary Glass Rodge off that 2nd bend last week and had to check back a little bit. He'll be wanting to get a lead. Will he get a clear run at the start? That's the worry, though. Bonamassa Rocks might just take a step to his right. If he can evade Bonamassa Rocks early on and he can get out in front, well, we might be on for a bit of a surprise. David Prues, runner, of course, will be hoping to blaze away. We'll find out soon. Here we go. The hare is on the move. Heat 5 coming up. William Hill Greyhound Derby, 3rd round. full of intrigue. Who will qualify? There they go, running up towards the first bend. Bonamassa rocks, broke well, taking the ground of Frisbee Barney, who's riding behind as they go around the turn then. As they go around that bend, it's Bonamassa rocks leading up early from 3, Frisbee Barney. After his Heather George makes a move in third, heading down towards the third bend. Bonamassa rocks looking good in front. Heather George trying to get inside Frisbee Barney at that third bend, but being held up there. They come round the final bend. Bonamassa rocks for David Mullins and the Greyhound Club. They're through, so is Heather George and Frisbee Barney. The 3 qualifiers then, Bonamassa rocks. Well, we haven't seen the best of perhaps Bonamassa rocks so far in the competition. What we've seen tonight is pretty impressive. Returned at 7-2, showed a bit of early sparkle, got out in front and proved he's a young dog to keep an eye on. He's one of the young generation who, of course, we saw at the start of the year, believing that he'll progress along nicely. Just a few worries first and second round, especially the second round. Some people felt that, well, perhaps that was his get-out-of-jail card, but he's proven himself to be a live wire here in the William Hill Greyhound Derby. Bonamassa rocks going through with Heather George, the strong runner, in second place, and back in third, Frisbee Barney. Frisbee Barney needed to lead. Bonamassa rocks just took his ground a little bit. You can see edging out right, didn't really stop Frisbee Barney too much. Heather George jostling for position in behind. They get to the bend. Bonamassa rocks goes round in front with about a length lead over Frisbee Barney, who I believe runs the bends well, but he hasn't been able to touch Bonamassa rocks off that second bend. There's a bit of a spurt from the rocks. He heads down the far side. Heather George makes the decision to come on the inside at the third bend, not go round the outside. Held up slightly, eventually sees daylight. Look, he's checked around the outside. He sees daylight, and then he goes to move up into second place. But a win here for Bonamassa rocks, beating 6, Heather George, and 3, Frisbee Barney. Well, my co-colleagues, what did you make of those performances from those qualifiers?
Yeah, what a shout. Richard Birch in the Racing Post tipped up this Bonamassa rocks this morning on price-wise. I wasn't sure about it, and what a performance. He flew out the boxes tonight, and Dave Mullins has got a fantastic run out of this Greyhound. Good qualification for Heather George as well, who's run a stormer in second, and Frisbee Barney also through to the quarterfinals, Jonathan.
Well done, Birchie. I mean, excellent effort, headlining the Racing Post price-wise, and Bonamassa rocks came out the boxes. You know, he's shown that pace that, you know, he was clocking as a puppy 23.70, 23.80 at Romford, storming efforts, and, you know, ran well in the Ladbrokes Puppy Derby, of course, Bonamassa. But, you know, there have been 1 or 2 setbacks, but he's coming right at the right time. It's going to be a tough week, but he's in peak form.
Yeah, Ben Cat Blue eliminated, real tricky one, and Baherna Rumble also got, just missed the break, Ben Cat Blue, didn't come out tonight. Bonamassa rocks absolutely hit the lids. What a start. He did.
I mean, when you start like that, you're going to put pressure on them, especially Ben Cat Blue slightly missing it. Frisbee Barney, I think, has done extremely well just to qualify. You know, he's a ground who does like to run amok himself as well. And Heather George weaving his way through, you know, looked a certain qualifier down the far side, a middle runner, don't be confused. I think we've still got maybe just 3 wide runners through to the quarterfinals, which is going to be key.
And a certain Mr. C-List has got 3 through to the quarterfinals now, hasn't he? Of course, Sidus Jack qualified in third, Philo Tango in second, and he's got Heather George through as well. He's doing okay.
Well, look, understandably, and especially with a 3-2-1 tonight, the Irish are quite rightly grabbing the headlines, and Ballymac Vic and Droopy's Jet, etc.
He hasn't got a stellar act, has he, Charlie, this year, but he's got lots of good greyhounds.
Exactly. Measures, Lister, Wallace and Young are still in their pitching, and they've just been joined by David Mullins as well.
Yeah, well done to Dave Mullins. Big moment for him. Bonamassa rocks, an impressive all-the-way winner of our 5th race here on the live Greyhound Racing shows. We'll get some more anti-post updates for you, of course, throughout the night. To repeat, the Ballymac Vic is now favourite with William Hills at 4-1 outright. Of course, we've still got Esky to come, haven't we?
Well, that might all change, you know. You know, he's certainly well, he's been the favourite for a long, long time, you know, after that storming win in the Racing Post Juvenile. Yeah, he's a winner of a classic in terms of winning the Scottish Derby. He's looking for the second leg of the Triple Crown. That's something, you know, 1 or 2 greyhounds have gone close and won the Scottish and the English and perhaps have faltered come the Irish Derby, but it's about getting to the quarterfinals. They've got the draw. They had a good draw in the second round to work with, and they've got a good draw to work with here. So we're looking for a professional performance from Ballymac Esky.
Great buzz as well in that last race when Bonamassa pinged. That was a huge following for the greyhound.
So many characters around here. You know, familiar faces, greyhound people, they stick together and they've come out in force tonight. There's good atmosphere here, despite it being a rather chilly June evening. Can you believe it?
Doesn't feel like June, feels a bit more like March, doesn't it, at the moment? But let's head across to Darrell and in a moment or so. But before we do, let's just take a check on the full result, I think, with Errol Blythe. Errol, what was the full result?
Full result 8:34 here at Wimbledon, the William Hill Greyhound Derby, third round, heat 5, a win for Trap 2. Bonamassa Rocks at 7-2. Second at Trap 6, Heather George, 3-1. Third, Trap 3, Frisbee Barney. The forecast, £17.31. The TriCast, £46.96. A winning time of 28.76. Let's go over to the podium and hear from Darryl.
Thank you very much. It's little Luke there, that is. Look, there he is, stood there in front of Bonamassa Rocks. He's enjoying himself, and I think Bonamassa Rocks was enjoying himself as well. We were just saying, David, it's not what they do 2 weeks ago. In theory, it's what they do in 2 weeks' time, but that's more like the Rocks we know.
Yeah, well, we've had a few problems with him leading up to here, and Julie, my wife's done a lot of work treating him, and he's paid dividends. So just got to hope for the best now.
We know he's an exceptionally fast dog. When you look at his run for record, etc., etc., he's got what it takes, hasn't he, to win this event?
Well, there's a long way to go now. There's a lot of good dogs in it, you know. He was lucky enough to get a decent draw, and he trapped well, so, you know, when he meets the big boys, we'll see what happens.
How's he going to handle the quick run come Tuesday?
Well, we'll get him checked out tomorrow, make sure everything's all right, because like I say, he did have a few problems. As long as everything's all right. I think the quick run, if the injury's held up, won't be a problem.
Let's hope so. Let's have a quick word with one of your owners. This is Andy across the way here. One of 9 in the syndicate?
Yep, there's 9 of us that started a syndicate about 3 years ago. We've got 2 dogs, Bonamassa Buddy, Bonamassa Rocks, and he's our little star at the moment.
Isn't he, Justin? You're back here on Tuesday. You're in the quarters.
Indeed. Obviously, it's a bit of a dream for us. We never dreamt that we'd get anywhere near this, but onwards and upwards and see where we can go from here.
Fantastic. Good luck. Thank you.
Yes, Bonamassa Rocks through to the final 24 for this year's William Hill Greyhound Derby. Of course, the quick runs obviously comes into effect, doesn't it? Now, we're back here on Tuesday night for the quarter-finals, a week tonight the semi-finals, and then, of course, 2 weeks tonight for the final. This is where it really tests the mettle of a greyhound.
It is. I mean, I call it the greatest greyhound race in the world. And, OK, nothing can beat Shelbourne Park Irish Derby final night, of course. But in terms of the schedule, those 3 runs in 8 days, you know, the English Derby's always brought something different to the table. And it's a real test. And maybe Bonamassa Rocks, you know, David saying he's had to get him right. But maybe the quick runs in some way might just keep him going. I mean, get him going.
Yep, and of course you can follow the rest of the Derby story with us here on Sky Sports. We'll have all the remaining races live here on Sky. Let's head back to the betting ring now and catch up with Gary Wiltshire. Gary?
Yeah, well, I'm down here, Enzo. You've all people come greyhound racing now on Greyhound Derby third round night. And I'm with Ollie here, who's here on his stag night with all these lads here. And I just said to him, Ollie, you're on your stag night, you're not laughing. So are you enjoying yourself, Ollie?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Not winning, but I'm having a great time.
But the best news about it is, as Ollie just said, his best man's winning. So first time you've been here?
It's the first time I've been here, yeah. He never takes my advice normally, and he still is not taking my advice.
But he might in July when he's tying the knot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And where are you from, Ollie?
North London, yeah.
North London. Well done. So I'm with Ollie and the boys here, and I've got them smiling. Hey!
Yeah, good luck to Ollie and his mates down there at the betting ring enjoying the stag do at Wimbledon. A great place to come for a night out as well.
It is. I mean, you know, we talk about Wimbledon, obviously, you know, it's built in the 1930s. You know, there's a question mark about it. That's why Pascal Taggart's trying to do what he can do and wrest it away and, you know, redevelop it and make it just a fantastic sporting arena. The catchment area is superb. You know, so many young people around want to have a good night out, and greyhound racing can be a focal point of that. And it was